How's it going, guys? Jaime Rodriguez here with PureImageDesign.com. If you haven't seen my work, guys, go to PureImageDesign.com and check it out. I want to give you a couple heads up on some forums out there that are really good for beginner airbrushers. One is for t-shirt airbrushers. That's WestCoastAirbrush.com. The next ones are for hard surface airbrushers who want to learn how to do vehicle work, or just they're also general forums that kind of anybody who does t-shirts, wall murals, they all participate in these forums. The next one is CustomCultureLounge.com, LearnAirbrush.com, and Airbrush.com. Those are some great forums that'll teach you and give a lot of insight on airbrushing. Anyhow, I want to share with you one of my latest pieces of artwork. This year is going to be going in my new mall location, where we're going to have a plethora of airbrush work all over the walls. It's going to be a shop where you walk into the shop and you see artwork all over the place, and you're somewhat mesmerized and inspired as you walk into this location. And this is the kind of location I want to bring to you guys. We're going to turn this out in about the next month or so, and hopefully open the doors March 1st. This is very important to me, and it's really truly is a dream come true. I started airbrushing at the age of 14 years old, and luckily I had a shop just up the street, about 2 miles away, and it was an airbrush t-shirt shop. And when I started, there was nowhere to go to, and luckily there's a shop up the street, and there's these two guys, very talented airbrushers, painting there, and they sold t-shirts, but they also did vehicles, motorcycles, helmets, you name it, they painted it, and that's the kind of shop it was. So that's where I started out. I would sit there every day and bug them guys and bug them and just hang out and just watch them paint all day long, because I had the desire and the passion to learn how to airbrush. And it just was so interesting to me. The colors were so bright, they were so vibrant, it just was captivating, and it really reached out to me, and I had to learn how to airbrush. So by me bugging them and hanging out, they eventually hired me, and they put me on minimum wage, and I was just there, you know, as almost like an apprentice learning how to airbrush. So I stayed there for about a half a year, and they finally, you know, let me airbrush live in front of the public there at the shop, instead of just kind of taking orders. And that was the start of a great future in airbrushing. Now, the important thing about me airbrushing there was I would paint a variety of subject matters. You know, one week I'd be doing nothing but lettering, and you know, the next day a person would come in and bring a portrait of their dog, and the next day someone would bring in a car I'd have to paint a car and a shirt. So I'd paint a car and a shirt one day, an animal on the shirt the next day, a sky scene, and then I was doing lettering and beach scenes and tattoo styles all throughout the process. So what that did is it gave me the understanding to paint a variety of different subjects, a variety of different textures, different you know, furs, work with a variety of different colors. And so this variation gave me this understanding to be able to paint whatever I want to paint. So with that understanding and with the mindset of really wanting to be good and really wanting to excel, that really was the platform that launched me off into what I consider a successful career in airbrushing. So if you guys constantly ask me, how do I get good at airbrushing? Well, if you're young and you can land yourself in a t-shirt shop, I guarantee you it's a great foundation on how to learn how to airbrush, because you're going to paint all kinds of cool stuff. So anyhow, this t-shirt shop that I'm talking about is a long time overdue. I've been in a mall location for many years, and we have a shop up the street where we paint vehicles and motorcycles. And so this t-shirt inline location is really going to allow me to show a ton of great work to millions of people throughout the year, because this mall is one of the nicest malls in Arizona and the biggest mall in Arizona. So we're really going to do something nice here, and this piece here is going to showcase in the mall here. And this is an original. It's a dragon I've been working on and off for the past few weeks. I put a clear coat over it. The clear coat ain't the greatest, but what we're going to do is we cleared it, we're going to color sand it, and I'm going to come in and touch it all up. I used a lot of Kandies, so the reason I clear coated it is so if I had any bleed through, the clear coat would show the bleed through, with which there's a little bit of bleed through right there from magenta and right there. And so I'm going to come in and clean that stuff off, clean it up by adding some texture into the skin there. But as you can see, this really came out pretty nice. It's all original. I start off with the original sketch, and it's definitely inspiration from Japanese tattoo art, as you can tell. But what we got here is we got a lot of dimension, we got some cool composition, of the dragon tail whipping and weaving through this piece. We got this piece here that's a nice pattern texture of this highlight coming off here. We got these stylized highlights throughout the piece. When you guys are drawing, you should be thinking texture and movement and composition throughout your piece. We got the stylized water, you know, catching the light from the distance. We got my signature banner, which is glowing light and throwing it onto the water and its surroundings. Right here, see the orange reflecting on all the different objects. Still got a little bit of orange reflect over here. The eyes casting the pink, reflecting on the hair, the mustache. Right here, right here. All the way throughout this piece, off the nails. And so on. You got all this reflections going on throughout this whole piece. Got this yellowish golden reflecting onto the hair. And so we got the ice pearl inside the scales with the candy apple red over the ice pearl. So I started off with black and white throughout this whole piece to show me where my highlights are going to be and show me where my shadows are going to be. Then I came in with dark browns, root beers, purples, candy apple reds. The sky scene, I started off with white. And then I used a lot of opaques through this piece. I used a lot of transparents. The opaques gave me distinguished objects. The tail, the water. You know, if you use too much transparents, sometimes if you don't know how to use them, everything can tend to blend and not have a lot. And therefore each object won't have much identity. But if you know how to use any color, you can make any you know, transparent or opaque look really good. In the sky here, we have opaque clouds. We start off with white, then we came with some opaque grayish blue for the back side of the clouds. And then we got the orange casting off the clouds here throughout, and that's my son here waking up from a nap. So we got the orange coming in off the clouds here, catching the highlight from the sun. We had the Japanese house off on the mountain with got a ceremony happening right there with torches lighting up the pathway. Okay, a lot of detail. I try to paint with a lot of detail, and so all these subtleties you can respect and learn to like and appreciate. You got the highlights off the water. Again, here's a zoom in on the signature. See, there's a little bit of bleed through from that candy that needs to be cleaned up. Rodriguez with my the Christian symbol of the fish. Okay. Purple casting onto the tail. Highlights off the tail. Subtle glows off the water. This piece is a little over saturated with highlights. I'll be posting this on Airbrush.com and West Coast Airbrush so you can see how this really looks. So we got the strong glow from the eyes, reflecting all over the place. Every object is catching a reflection where it needs to be caught, and I try to paint with truths so that the image is really lush with color and vibrance. A lot of orange peel on this piece. I clear coated this out of my garage at kind of a quick little clear coat. We threw on real heavy and thick so we can get it on and I can wet sand it at home and paint it at my home studio. And then, like I said, I'm going to come back and touch it up and clean everything up that needs to be cleaned up, and then we're going to clear it with about 5 or 6 heavy coats of clear, and then we're going to call it quits. But this is one of my latest pieces, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I got many more coming. We got to make this shop look good, guys. I appreciate your support. You know, this is a dream come true. I hope you guys enjoy being a part of seeing it happen. And like I said, I'm 30 years old now. This has been a long time coming. Enjoy.